there's been a bit of rain the last 10 minutes, and it continues. It's a band of showers that are just going through. It's meant to come and go. There's nothing much behind it. And there are live pictures from Warwick Farm as we speak. Yes, it's grey. Yes, it's overcast. Yes, it's drizzly, but that's meant to come and go in the next little while. The radar has it passing, and there's not a whole lot behind it, but Sydney has been hit with some decent storms this afternoon. They've mostly avoided the Warwick Farm region. There was a bit of lightning around about an hour and a half ago, but that moved on to elsewhere, and we just have a shower hitting the track at the moment. So we are 9 minutes away from the start time. We won't be going on time, you wouldn't think. And King Darci is a favourite on the tote there, 360, a 260 chance on course. We'll get more of an update from Munns soon. But we just await runners to come into the yard, and they should not be too far away. Just out of the first race, the 2-year-old Nick, the favourite, Goldfinch, she's pulled up
lame in the off 4.
Okay.
So whilst it's a reason for favourite backers, doesn't help you, does it?
It doesn't. But you'd almost want to hear something. I mean,
yeah.
And these 2-year-olds, they're day-to-day prospects with these babies, and you just don't know. There's only one way to find out sometimes. Put them under pressure. We found out with Goldfinch today. Yep. She'll keep for another day. And physically she needs to mature. Regardless, it's easier to say this in hindsight. She was heavily backed and whatnot, but there is a reason for it.
She might just need a let up too. She might need a full spell. She might be back in January. Late January, early Feb, something like that.
Okay, as we wait for runners to come into the yard, let's take you back to the recent performance of Relaxed. Godolphin looking for a race-to-race double, and this Lonhro 3-year-old was pretty good there at the Beaumont course last start. He put himself near the speed and he knuckled down for a good determined win. Of course, through this race, Egg Tart, who flashed home, ran quite well in the previous race here. So here is Relaxed, and this was a strong effort by the Lonhro 3-year-old, and he looks to bring this to town and get the money midweek. We can jump on camera, guys, here if you like. Okay, that was Relaxed. Good last start win. Comes to town, tries to bring that to town. King Darci, our favourite, but I will say, Nick, there's a horse in this race that with the rain coming starts to grab me a bit, and this is the import in Sayed. The only win lifetime was on a soft track in France. I'm not saying that we're into a soft region yet. We may well be, but pretty decent shower of rain just hit Warwick Farm.
Yeah, look, I think it also favours King Darci, the favourite. Richard had 5 starts on good tracks and hasn't won yet. All his wins have been on wet tracks, or one win has been on the wet track anyway. So, but I take your point, the import, always got to pay attention when the heavens open up.
Let's go to the yard. Runners are parading here before race number 5, second leg of the quaddie. And we start with THURSTON. Well, I had this fellow on top today. Just this rain around doesn't really help his cause too much. I may well reshuffle the numbers here. But the reason I had him on top, Nick, is because he's good first up. He hasn't been in a benchmark 67 for a long time, if ever. I just thought his class might take him a fair way today. Absolutely, it can do. He's got to carry the 61 kilos. A weight that I don't think he's carried before. The highest he carried last time in was 59, was beaten 11 lengths. So, look, I just saw it off the one trial, Richard, going to the 1,400 metres first up. Either he's done a power of work or they're keeping him for another day, and this is just a bit of a tune-up. Can't see him just yet in the yard. That might be him over there. They've got all kinds of towels and whatnot on them. I think that's him right there with the towel over the saddle cloth. There he is. Yeah, number 1 is coming towards us now. So let's have a quick look at him. If we just stay on him for a quick second and see if he's done much work. I'll even step out in the rain. And gee, you're a brave man, aren't you? There we go. You happy? Yeah, he's done a bit of work. He'll improve. There's a bit of work there, though. Never a horse that carries a whole lot of condition. Sorry? He's never a horse, I think, that carries a whole lot of condition anyway. But that's anyway, we'll see how he goes here. Number 2 is Sayed. Well, you're not going to miss him as he turns for home. This former European horse. He's still an Entire. He's lightly raced, just having start number 4 today. Gee, his second trial was particularly good, or a lot better than the first trial. Obviously, they've switched him on in the last couple of weeks, and it was only, about 10 days ago, not even, was the trial, about 6 or 7 days ago, I should say. So I think whilst he's resuming over the 1,400 metres, I think he looks fit enough in the yard, and he's done a bit of work. Number 3 is Game Pie here. Chris Lee's looking for a double on the day. Karen McAvoy rides. A month between the runs for this guy.
Yeah, that's probably the only query, or one of two queries anyway. Just whether or not he's going as well as he once was, not too sure. To be fair to the horse, he is coming off a couple of races, which I think maybe would be a bit steep for a couple of these.
Number 4, I'm Rockin, like the way he found the line at Canterbury the other night. I'm not sure this rain arriving helps him too much. Best form on firm tracks.
Yeah, well, Bogey led at Canterbury and kept on going, so he came out deep and made his run. As you said, it was a good closing finish. Yeah, not sure if he's at his best on rain-affected tracks. How wet that track is, we're not too sure yet. It might just be a bit slippery on top. The other thing is, he's never won over the 1400, but he's never had a crack at it either.
Rock of Mahal, stable notifying us they'll be going a bit more forward on this fellow today. Just think he needs to improve a bit on recent runs.
He does. I think, look, what he's got in his favour is there's horses here coming off 33, 34-day breaks. We've got a couple resuming. If he does just spear out and goes hard in front and they make the decision that this is his last run for the prep, let's use him up a bit, that's his best chance, and he is a chance if they do that.
Looks a lovely race for King Darci, the Darci Brahma 4-year-old. A month between the runs, beaten by the bull last start. That's pretty handy form for this.
Well, he looks the likely leader unless ROCKIN wants to be a bit of a pest, which he could do, because King Darcy's, again, 34 days between runs, so there might be a slight fitness query. But as I said in the a couple of minutes ago, he's never won on a good track, and his last 2 runs have been on good tracks. The last time he was on a soft track and got a bit of rain, he bolted in, albeit in a Goulburn maiden, but he did win by 3.5 lengths.
Number 7, Hypernicus. He might be the roughie of this race, up from Kembla Grange for Jeff Hall, but the more it rains, the more he'll like it.
Absolutely. He's first up off a 91-day break. We haven't seen him at the trials. He goes well at Warwick Farm, though, and he goes well over this distance. So, and he's much better with the sting out, and he just gets out in the last half hour, so they're probably thinking they're lucky stars they weren't going around the race earlier.
For sure. Number 8 is Relax, this Lonhro gelding for John O'Shea, Tommy Berry, a good Beaumont winner last start. Lee has won through that race. He certainly deserves his chance in this grade.
Yeah, now he's a horse that wants it to stay dry, so he's hoping that rain hasn't had too much of an impact on the track itself. He's highly progressive. He ticks a few boxes in that department. He's a Lonhro, so it's no surprise to see him get a lot better in his 3-year-old season compared to what he did as a juvenile. His run last start was particularly good. We saw Egg Tart come out and run well in the last race. I know the last race was a maiden, but it was a strong maiden. And I wouldn't be surprised if a few of them could keep up with these horses. And
number 9 is Mr. McBad. Always had time for this fellow. Make no mistake, this is as tough a race as he's been in for a while. He didn't have much luck at the Beaumont last start. 52 kilos after the claim. Wonder if he can cause an upset.
Well, I think that's the key to him, Richard. He's got 52 kgs, and a few of these are shouldering 58s and 59s and 61s and whatnot. And I think that's what's going to play right into his hands. He's coming off the Robert Thompson Cup, which is a good country race run by Coys. Pepperbury finished second. Pepperbury, I think, didn't run too good at Canterbury. That's the only query. So whether or not the form line's strong enough, I'm not too sure. Bit of money on track, though, for Mr. McBat. 11 out to 14, back into 10.
Runners behind the gates here. Warwick Farm race number 5. They came into the yard a little on the late side. So we will go just after start time. Might get some late mail numbers from you here, Nick.
Yeah, look, I'm switching around here. I'm going to go King Darcy on top, 6, 8. I'm going to put 5 in for third and 2 in for fourth. So I've gone with King Darcy on top. I think now, just with the edge getting taken off the track, he now should go on, is a deserved favourite. Money for him on track, 3 into 260, paraded well. Relaxed goes in for second, highly progressive horse. Probably not ideal that the rains come for him. In for third, ROCKIN. I sort of half talked myself into this one because I think he's going to be up there with King Darcy, and he's super fit with a few of these lacking that fitness edge. And Sayed, we said watch the money. He's 6 out to 9, so it's not a real good push, but you wouldn't want to leave him out of your numbers.
I'm going to switch my numbers around as well. The studio won't be overly impressed with me doing the old switch, but I'm 6, 8, 2 and 1 now. Just put King Darcy on top. This is a little bit of given the track and the rain around helps him. I just think it disadvantages a Thurston with the big weight. So I've just gone 6, 8, 2 and 1. Relaxed has to be in there somewhere. Very wary of Sayed. I know there's a drift in the market, but very wary. And the one Thurston. But coming around to King Darcy, and it is the favourite for this 5th race on the day. Glenn Munsey, tab.com.au.
Yes, Richard, King Darcy, the favourite here, was a $3.60 out to $3.80 earlier today, now into $2.70 favourite. On track 3, got into as short as $2.60 and then just back out to that 270 price, the tab.com.au, as it goes into the barrier there now. On the second line of betting is Relax the 8. It's been easy. 420 out to 650. On track 5 out to 7. Then we go to MAHAL the 5. Was 950. Got into around about 7 earlier today. It's still a $7 chance. On track 6 out to 7. Into 550. Back to 7. Saeed was 7 into 550. It's drifted to 9, but it's still the third most popular horse with us in this race here. On track 6 out to 9, back into 8 and then back to 9. I'm rocking the 4. Well, it was 15 this morning, now 10. On track 7 out to 9. Mr. McBat, 8 out to 10. On track 14 into 10. And we've got Thurston, a $12 chance out from 8. On track 8 out to 13 into 12. Here's Darren.
Off-hand racing here and no speed at all by Game Pie off the inside, and MAHAL came out running, is going to lead for fun from Relaxed, and King Darci quickly moving up into third, followed by Thurston on the inside of I'm Rockin'. Then came Mr. McBat. Sayed gets back from Game Pie, and Hypernicus last and about 10 lengths off the leader. MAHAL has the lead on his own today from Relaxed, and King Darci trails the pair in third. A couple off to I'm Rockin', followed by Thurston, then Mr. McBat from Game Pie. The French import Sayed second last, and 3 off to Hypernicus. Boy, MAHAL's going along at a strong pace today at the 800 metres. He's got them all chasing at this point. 3 lengths away, Relaxed in second. A couple off then to the favourite King Darci, followed by I'm Rockin'. Then Game Pie improving on the inside of Thurston. Third last is Mr. McBat. Second last Sayed, and Hypernicus whips them in. Coming to the turn, and Clark pinches a break on MAHAL. Opens up by 4 lengths now on King Darci. So England's starting to get pretty desperate on the favourite. And King Darci's giving good chase to MAHAL as they turn. Further back to Relaxed, Thurston, and I'm Rocking to the 300. MAHAL with a good lead. King Darci's being pushed and shoved in second. He's trying to pull back the margin. MAHAL 2 in front from King Darci. Here comes King now, putting in big strides, and King Darci runs down MAHAL. And third, wide out Mr. McBat, just in front of Thurston or Hypernicus. Further back to Sayed, I'm Rockin'. Then came Game Pie, and Relaxed was last in.
6, 5, 9 and 1. The numbers look to be here. 6, 5, 9 and 1. Well-backed favourite King Darci. Good effort. MAHAL. Tactics were pretty clear from the outset. Run along, make it a strong tempo, try and gash those in behind. But Ty England was up for the job here aboard King Darci. He said, I'm not going to let you get too far away. And he just, you reeled in MAHAL, who was brave, and the favourite salutes. MAHAL hangs on for second. And Mr. McBat, he wasn't in my numbers. No shock he ran third, because he's a pretty handy horse on his day. And I think Thurston may have hung on for fourth.
Yeah, look, all honours with the winner, because, you know, he was hurried out of the barriers. He likes to lead in his races. He'll be right up there. But obviously we thought MAHAL would, with that fitness edge, might just try and gas him a bit early. He did that. It was the right tactics too. He just got beaten by a better horse on the day. So a bit of a future, I reckon, for King Darci. He's highly progressive, and Tim Martin's done a wonderful job. And to do that off a 34-day break, chasing that hot tempo. I know he had the suck running behind Richard, but it's still a good effort.
For sure. Justin Webb joins us for the Tim Martin stable. Good to see him win like that, because he's a pretty fair galloper on his day, this fella.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's good. It was a good win today, and he's always been consistent. So it's good to show it here on today.
A little bit of a break between the runs, about a month between the runs. You looked at the bull, he'd gone well since Living Choice. So the form around him was pretty solid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Tim was quite confident today that he'd perform well, and it was great to see him do it on the track.
Who knows what the rain has done to this track, but a bit of rain around the place doesn't hurt a horse like this one bit.
No, exactly. No, the owners were confident once the rain came, and yeah, we were hopeful for a bit of a storm today, which worked out well.
And a big host of owners in this horse, and they're very, very happy, no doubt. We're dealing with a horse who is a Darci Brahma, stout pedigree. He's probably only getting better, this horse.
I think so. I think you look at his form, and as he's getting older, he's getting better and more mature. So yeah, it's a good result for everybody. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Justin Webb for the Tim Martin stable. Well done to the Connections, the import racing team. Saw them across in New Zealand last week trying to find other horses to buy, and this horse makes it win number 2 at start number 10, King Darci. So he's a 4-year-old, and who knows, the best may well be ahead. And that's a good city price check to pick up today.
Absolutely. Look, I doubt the range just easing off now. I doubt whether it's had too much of an impact on the track, but what it's probably done is just taken that edge off it. And I think that's probably helped him just stretch out a little bit better as some of these horses that prefer soft ground can do.
For sure, Ty England comes back after guiding King Darci home. Rocker Mahal, tactics were good. They just found one a bit too good on the day. And the 9 runs third. That was Mr. McBath. But the man with the best moment in Sydney by a fair way is Ty England. He's there with Nick.
Yeah, every time I interview him, it's just getting that little bit better. And he's got some mud on his face today. It's hard to know whether Mo starts and finishes and what's going on. I'm assuming you're not growing nose hair there?
No, it's just a whole mess on my face at the moment. So, no, it's all for a good cause. So we're counting down the days now. So I said at the start of the month that I'll donate $50 every winner. So hopefully a few punters can get on board as well.
Yeah, talk us through that. Timmy got the break on you there. Were you a bit worried at one stage?
I was very concerned on the corner. My horse, probably Godolphin's horse, come back in my lap a little bit, and my horse dropped a bit before the corner because Timmy really turned it up, and I was concerned until about 250 out.
Okay, is that just a bit of topsoil on your face, or is it? Well, I want to ask you, how's the rain affected the track?
It is a little bit soft on top, but what I believe they did top dress it, and we had that big break, so I think it's just a little bit of dirt that hasn't fully been grown into.
You'll be thanking them for that?
You're used to talking a bit of dirt anyway, so.
There he is, Ty England.
Good niggle. Quality niggle from T. England. Taking on our man Nick Ashman, and he's a happy man. It's a good mo, and it's a winning mo. 6, 5, 9 and 1 the numbers after race number 5 here at Warwick Farm. We're off to Doomben and Bernie for their next race.